A war is brewing in our country, and we need to find a way to stop it before it starts. The war is not between nations. The war is not between religions. The war is not between political parties. The war is not between races. The impending war is between the people and our government. We must derail the path towards this war, and we must do it now, because if we are not successful at avoiding this war, our nation is doomed to disastrous consequences. The problem comes down to the basic needs of the individual and the ever-increasing attacks against the individual by representatives of government. The people expect the freedom to live their lives in their chosen way, and they have an expectation of peace as long as they don't harm other people. Our country was founded on the peaceful management of government by the people, not the violent imposition of the will of government on the people. We have allowed our government to get away from us. More laws are made each year that take away more individual liberty. More activities are punishable by imprisonment, and enforcement continues to step up in intensity. Our country was founded on the principles of liberty. The people still have this fire burning in their bosom that liberty is an expected right. I recently saw a video that not only affected me deeply, it also made me consider the root of our problem as a nation. A man had his home invaded by police equipped for war. They broke down his door, they damaged his possessions, and they murdered his dog. The birth of our nation arose from the normal human desire for freedom and a new nation conceived in liberty. Liberty can only be sustained when the people have control over their government. Once government has complete control of the people, the goals of the founding fathers are gone, and the people live in fear and tyranny. I ask my fellow Americans the following questions. Do you want peace in your life? Do you desire freedom? Do you believe that the cause of individual liberty and the peaceful desires of the people are better served with less laws? Do you desire a better future for your children and grandchildren? With our current situation of an ever-growing government, increasing numbers of laws against activities which hurt no one, the growing intensity of enforcement, and the growing separation between the people and the government that is supposed to be under the control of the people, we are on a path which is quickly reaching a point of no return. The street-level anger is reaching a fever pitch. That anger bases itself on the conflicts between the citizens and the enforcers, and the number of avoidable atrocities that we are witnessing. These atrocities illustrate the growing desperation of government to quell a boiling populace that wants to return to a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. No entity involving humankind wants to be replaced. Government is an entity involving humankind as well. Government wants to solidify its growth and existence. The root of the problem is that government can only accomplish such a goal by removing the ability of the people to control it. A solution is still possible. We need real leadership change that recognizes the realities of today while never losing sight of why our nation exists in the first place. That new leadership is willing to implement sweeping changes in the number of laws, the size and scope of government, the role of law enforcement, and that the will of the people yearning for freedom must never be silenced. The old political parties have been working together for decades, and the result of their work is the same. They try to fool you into believing that they are diametric opposites, and for now, these attempts have been successful by excluding others who remain mindful of the purpose of our nation, the vision of our founding fathers, and the right of the people to live their chosen lives in peace. Every day, we are moving closer to a nation in which the people can never take back control, while our children are instructed that we are a nation of free people. Now is the time for all of us to come to the aid of our country, and our country is still its people. We cannot wait for decades to pass for the liberty movement to filter through slow grassroots propagation. I call on all Americans now. Stop this impending conflict. Vote out all Republicans. Vote out all Democrats. Do not be guided by fear. Republicans and Democrats have been successful in retaining control out of the fear created by their rhetoric that the other party will somehow destroy America. Stop taking their fear-mongering to your heart. I call on all voters to boycott all votes from any Republican or any Democrat in all offices up for the 2016 election. Be brave, as our forefathers were resolute enough to stand up against oppression in the founding of our nation. The time is now for a complete replacement of the old parties and a libertarian revolution. A libertarian revolution is a peaceful revolution, a bloodless revolution. Don't let the other political parties confuse you. The root of libertarian is liberty, and we all want liberty. Envision real peace in our nation. The tensions between the people and law enforcement would be abated. The threats against us from foreign enemies would slowly dissipate. The people could breathe the reverie of real peace and real liberty. Now is the time. No more excuses. No more laws which restrict the wants and needs of the people from personal choices that harm no one. Less laws means less enforcement. Less enforcement means less tension and mistrust of government. Peace is not a dirty word. Without peace, there can be no liberty. Act now. As a candidate for President of the United States, I need your vote in order to return your freedom of choice and peace in this nation. But that is not enough. Don't simply elect one person against the whole system. Elect enough liberty-minded people to actually change the course of our nation for now and forever. Further procrastination could be disastrous. Always be mindful of the determination, bravery, and sacrifice of the nation's founders. Through their efforts, we, the people of the United States of America, can still take back our country, ensure our peace, and secure the blessings of liberty for our posterity. And we can do this without spilling a single drop of blood. I am Steve Kerbel, and I approve this message.